Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Myst Ryft, the tutorial series. Today is now day 2 of our Myst Ryft Let's Play. We're going to go grab some basic materials here, and while we're doing that, you remember how we broke those copper and those iron? Well, if you combine 4 of them together, like so, you'll get iron gravel. Iron gravel is excessively useful because it can be burned. Okay? Now, in burning iron gravel, this is only one way to move forward in this mod pack, mind you. There are many others, and I'm not going to tell you guys the exact everything way to do everything, because that's kind of fun. The fun of the mod pack is to explore. Because you never know when you're going to find this one little thing that's like, oh my god. I think we punched earlier. Yeah, I also start you guys off with the broadsword because the mobs, they don't care who you are. They don't care who you are, and they will mess you up. So, we're going to switch back to our lumber axe. Day 2 is, again, gaining a little bit more wood, but today is also resource collection. Today you will basically be trying to go around and find little things like this. Right-click on them to pick them up. Looking for really about anything you can come up with that will be a food source is really kind of what day 2 is going to be about. You want to make sure that you're picking up, you know, if you find pumpkins, you want to make sure you're finding if you pick up mushrooms or anything like that. Like, those are things you gotta try and make sure you can find, because this mod also has a thing called pet bat. Pumpkins are great for pet bat because they enable you to get basically an attack minion. If you find it too hard to do combat, attack minions are the greatest way, honestly, that you can get into combat and get the stuff you need from combat, but not have to necessarily engage in combat. So we got about 23 wood. I'm going to break some grass. Only got $20 in my pocket. No? Okay, sorry. So we're going to basically be looking for more and more materials, just kind of effectively the base start of this pack is resource collection. But with X Nilo, you can really get anything just from having a hammer and stone. And so once you have the ability to get those easily, you can do really about anything. And in all honesty, you could do everything in the mod pack from inside your house. And I do mean that, literally. A little 3x3 house like this, you could do everything in the mod pack. Because you don't have to expand out. You don't have to go out and explore. It's there if you want it, but it's not required, right? So today, day 2, what we're going to do is we've collected more resources. We've got more of a base foundation to work with now. Now it's time to actually expand the house, because now we've got more things that we need to do. And as you play, what you'll find is that you'll expand in your own ways and your own like special little like niche styles. Everybody has their own with this mod pack. Some people delve hardcore immediately into magic. Some people don't touch magic until after they've mastered engineering. I mean, there's all sorts of different ways to get everything in this mod pack. And because of that, you can literally play in any style. And that's what I designed this mod pack for, was you don't want to do something X way? Don't. Find your own unique creative way to do it, right? Because everybody's going to play this mod pack differently. And that's what's so fascinating about it. Is I play as kind of this combat spellcaster character that effectively, you know, goes out and mines but does what he needs to, right? Oh, yeah. That's another thing you gotta be careful with. Lumber axes do treat everything in a basically 3x9 pattern. So you do what I just did. You're gonna have to try and find your chest. because otherwise you'll have stuff like that happen. But, so like for instance, my wife, she plays in a much different fashion. She plays where she goes kind of into the magic real quick. And well, I like the magic. I really do, because I actually made sure it was included. I like the idea that I don't necessarily have to rely on it. And so that's where her and I's playstyle differ completely. So, but today we're going to be looking for, how do we get lava? Like, we've already got iron, so let's get lava. How are we going to do that? Well, first big aspect of lava is to get clay. Get clay and bone meal. Now, if you're a combat-y type person, getting bone meal is not too hard. Bone meal is pretty simple to do if you like combat, because you probably would have been out doing combat-y stuff. You know, because there are standard mobs that you can fight. However, don't recommend it night one, because they are stronger and they will be magically enhanced. But, you know, maybe you're really, really good at combat. I, for one, am not. You know, that's where that kind of different playstyles are going to come in. Just because I can't do combat night one doesn't mean you can't, right? You start off with all the tools you need to be able to do combat. I'm just not good at it. So we're going to look for a little bit more clay. I wish there's some right here. Now your tools, you can repair them. They are not vanilla tools. This is not a vanilla shovel. This is a tinkerer's tool. With this tinkerer's tool, what it is effectively everybody starts with the starting inventory you saw. You know, everybody will get that exact same starting inventory because they're things that are intended to help you out getting started. They're not intended to, you know, be the only items you ever get, but they can be. Your pickaxe or shovel levels a specific way, which, by the way, tools level. So if that's something you've never experienced, your tools are a part of you, and just as them being a part of you, they do level with you. So another easy way to make sure that you just heard it break. Another way to make sure that you keep a single tool leveled is that you repair it. So see how it's broken right there, but then here it's not? Well, that's because here it has durability 0 out of 40. When you put a single piece of wood with it, it goes back up to durability 40 of 40. And you notice it has an XP bar. It doesn't lose any XP from breaking as far as I can tell. Now that being said, I have to say as far as I can tell because I've not read anything on it that says that it does. And I've not experienced it saying that it did. So again, day 2 is kind of just a resource collection. Now what we're going to do is something that's kind of stupid, but you can do it. We're going to hold the tilde key, which is going to basically almost break our shovel again, which, you know, we just repaired it. But it's going to give us a whole bunch of gravel. All 5 pieces, apparently. I thought there was way more there. Alright, well, so much for a whole bunch of gravel. But yeah, so this is day 2. Not a whole lot you can do starting off. Like, there's not... Alright, so you just heard ding ding, right? Well, what that was my tool actually leveling up multiple times in a row, which that can happen when you might do the tilde mining, which this is broken, for instance. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some wood, and you're going to see it actually now has a durability of 540, right? And it has redstone and diamond. As your tools level up and gain experience, they will gain little modifiers. So for instance, this tool right now just gained the modifier diamond and redstone. So with the modifier diamond and redstone, what it's essentially saying is that now if I were to say vein mine, and let's try to see if I can find some clay. Oh, there's some. Vein mine this clay, it's going to do every piece of clay it touches. And it's going to take a lot less damage because of the diamond and the redstone. But you also saw how fast it mined it, right? So that's kind of the benefit of, you know, using a single tool, not having to carry around multiples. is because literally you can make anything you need to. So another thing to keep in mind is that if, let's say for instance, you want to get a specific sapling, right? You want a very specific sapling. Well, if you make this symbol, you'll get a thing called a crook. Now, crooks are great. Excuse me. Crooks are great for getting saplings, leaves, other things from trees. What we're going to do, just out in the water, we're just going to place a couple little blocks and place a birch tree and a birch tree. I like birch. And then we're also going to, you can hear the zombie. Gonna quickly turn around, make a door, and now we're safe in our little hut. Sort of. You can tell he's like right over here-ish. But that's something you can do. Like, you can effectively, you can do things like that. However, notice if I do vein mining here, it doesn't do anything. Because what it does is it accounts for how many blocks of a particular material are there. And then it goes out from there. So if there are too many blocks, it actively won't be able to do anything. But, so this is night 2 now. So night 2, I usually use my nights to effectively try and level up my weapons and tools and such. Because, like, you can either fight if you really want to, or you can spend the time mining, which mining doesn't hurt you. It doesn't help you a whole lot either at the start, because this stone, like we said it earlier, it's kind of useless, because you can't make stone tools. So stone tools don't function in this mod pack. So since they don't function, a really good thing that you can do is just go and mine them. And then, like, so you see this is 10. Just go and mine and level up your pick as it goes. Now, while it'll still only be stone level until you level it up, here in a bit, we're going to be actually making a thing to where you can force level it, meaning that you'll be able to give it modifiers and such that you want. I think that's enough materials. Still always have a way to check the daytime, which, for instance, through your door you can check daytime. So if you're like me and you're not a huge fan of having just a gaping hole in your roof, you can now fill up your roof. Yay! So, next project is going to be make Tinker's tools, or Tinker's equipment. So what you want to do is make 8 sticks, and then take your wood, just like so, and make 2 sets of 8 patterns. Okay? So, then we're going to take our wood, we're going to create a crafting table. We're then going to create a chest. Oh, and look, my inventory's full. That's a shame. I'll have to make another chest. Ta-da. Alright, so now we've also got the stuff to be able to make a bed too, so I'll show you why that's important here in a bit. So we're going to make a chest, crafting table, then we want to take 1 piece of a basic log, set that off to the side, and we're going to take 1 plank and set it off to the side. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take crafting table, pattern, get tool station. You're going to take chest, pattern, pattern chest, wood, pattern, part builder, plank, pattern, stencil table. Each of those are tools that you will need as time goes on. Now, that being said, you can bypass them if you know what you're doing. I don't recommend it, because for a lot of players, it's not as simple as just bypass X thing. Also, the type of wood you make determines what legs it gets, so if you're finicky about your, like, how things look, make sure you choose a good wood. So those 4 patterns that we made, we're now going to turn into a tool rod pattern, a pickaxe pattern, a shovel pattern, and a binding pattern. Because unlike in the newer forms of Tinkers, this mod pack has an older version that doesn't include your stencils. So you'll have to make your own. Now, we made extra sticks, right? Well, we're going to make some more patterns. I usually make about 16 patterns, because that's about all you need, to be honest. Because then you're going to make an axe. You're going to make... We already made tool binding? Made tool binding. Okay, so you've got axe, and then I always make bow limb. You only need one of those, by the way. Bowstring. Arrowhead. Fletching. You'll have about 3 left over to really make about any of these that you want. My suggestion would be sword blade, hand guard, and probably pan pattern, because you can cook in them. So you're gonna effectively. It also makes a fairly decent weapon. So you're gonna put those in there just like that. Then you're gonna come over to your part builder, and you've already got tools that you can upgrade. So if we get our tools fully repaired, like for instance this broad axe will take a lot of wood. Alright, and you get all your other tools fully repaired by doing essentially kind of the same thing, just with a different wood. Let's say for instance we want to do... Yeah, let's upgrade our sword. This is a wooden broadsword, and we'll upgrade our shovel as well. So remember how I showed you how to get flint earlier? Well, that's what we're going to do now. We're going to get a couple extra pieces of flint. You're going to come to your part builder, put those in place, and so let's see, we're going to start with the sword blade. So, sword blade. Can't make sword blade? That's strange. Hover over. Oh, because it's made from stone, thalmium, bloodwood, fusewood. Yes, I won't be upgrading it. But I know for a fact that we can upgrade our pick to flint. So we're gonna make a flint pickaxe head. So that's something you can do. And then we want to upgrade our shovel to flint because it's also better. So click there, pull it out, come over to here with our fully repaired tools, and you put in your flint tool. Now it will say flint shovel instead of wooden shovel. Make that little noise, you know you've done it right. Okay? Oops, we didn't repair our pickaxe. Once again, just repair it real quick. Come back over here, shift click, and then shift click, and there, boom. Flint pickaxe. Right? It's super simple to get started in this mod, guys. And it's about to be the start of day 3, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.